Hey everyone, I'm back, and in this video we're going to be ranking all the Ben 10 shows, because I have officially run out of ideas at this point, so yeah, hope you enjoy. Alright, so the tier list is going to be in reverse chronological order from how the shows aired. So, Reboot goes first, then Omniverse, then Ultimate Alien, Alien Force, and then Classic. Alright, first up is the Ben 10 Reboot. I still haven't seen the movie for this one, but I have watched pretty much all the episodes, barring a lot of Season 1 episodes and a couple of Season 3 episodes. Let's see. I want to put this in B just because of how the show ended. I really loved Alien Extinction and bringing back all the old Bens. But if I had to be really honest with myself, I feel like C is where I'm going to put this. It just had so many filler episodes. Season 1 is the biggest offender of this, but even in Season 2, there were just a bunch of pointless episodes. And I kind of get why it's structured like that, because it has to be 10 minutes, and obviously you can't make a 10-minute episode that great, and they have to make like a ton of these. Like, there was like 30-something episodes in Season 2, so of course there were going to be a couple of bad ones, but I don't know, I kind of didn't like it as much as I thought I would. But yeah, that's my feelings on the reboot, and don't think that means it's a terrible show. It's actually really, really good, and definitely better than all the haters make it out to be. Definitely give it a watch if you're interested. I still really found myself enjoying a lot of episodes. I just felt like it could have been a little bit better and maybe a little tighter, cut out some of those filler episodes, and this definitely could have been a B tier show. But yeah, now moving on to Omniverse. Omniverse is like easy A. There's no way this could even be close to B tier. The amazing new art style, great characters, amazing storylines, and just all the great lores and changes they made to make this show fit in with both Classic and Alien Force just makes it probably my favorite in the whole franchise. Even arcs other people hated are ones I loved. Like, the Rooters arc is honestly pretty great, as it fixes a lot of problems with Kevin's character, like making him, actually psychotic as a teenager like he originally was, and showing how he slowly transitioned into a more heroic, or at the very least less evil version of himself. And that's not even getting into like the amazing episodes like And Then There Was Ben, or the two-parter where Feedback came back, or the final episode with Maltruant, which despite having a fairly weak villain managed to be one of the best endings to the show, even if it did seem like it had more to come afterwards that it sadly will never get a chance to see. The only reason it's not S tier is because it did also have some filler stuff. Now, to be fair, Omniverse's filler was always some wild stuff, like 3 alien princesses trying to transform Ben into their ideal guy. So, that kind of stuff was just honestly insane that Cartoon Network allowed that. But at the same time, it just felt kind of annoying to still be getting filler, considering this was like the 4th iteration of this show. And also because this show at first started off very tightly focused with the Kyber and malware stuff, and then just slowly became more and more just one-offs until the finale. And also, as much as I hate to bring this up, Omniverse's humor is very cringy. Now, to be fair, Alien Force and Ultimate Alien Force weren't exactly like comedic masterpieces, but Omniverse's felt very like adult trying to relate to kid type humor that I just could not stand, especially back then. So yeah, still really great. Obviously you should watch this one if you've seen any other Ben 10 show ever, because it's just amazing. Alright, Ben 10 Ultimate Alien. You guys already saw the critique video. Well, some of you probably haven't. It's not a very viewed video because it's like 30 minutes long. But basically, D tier. It's my least favorite of this show. Ben is just super annoying and cringy and doesn't learn anything. Kevin is like completely like whitewashed. Only Gwen gets one good episode, and even then she's still largely in the background of the show. I know some people are nostalgic for this one, and I definitely remember being hyped to see like all the ultimate transformations, although I didn't actually get to see that many since, for whatever reason they only put 6 in. But honestly, this show really hasn't held up, especially when compared to some of the other shows that have come out since. It's just a very weak iteration on this franchise. And now for Alien Force. Now, after what I just said about Ultimate Alien, you probably think I'm going to put it in D tier as well. But honestly, this show, while not being my favorite, had a lot of great stuff about it. It's easily B tier for me.
What?
I know, I've been really harsh on the first 2 seasons of Alien Force and made a whole 30-minute critique video, but this show was just... It's kind of like that video game you play, where all the main cast is kind of just boring and generic because they want the player to imprint themselves on it, and the main story is just some generic sci-fi or Hollywood-esque action movie. But every once in a while, there's that side quest that just introduces so many interesting concepts and characters that makes you fall in love with it. That's how I felt about Alien Force. Every once in a while, there's just this one-off episode that blows me away with how well it is. Whether it be Albedo's first episode, which opens on a really cool twist, where Ben's attacking the Forever Knights and you think, oh, there's just gonna be a generic Ben fights the Forever Knight bad guys. But then, Ben says, "Where is Ben Tennyson?" and you realize, that's not Ben. And then of course there's the amazing Paradox episode, which introduces the best character in the whole show, Professor Paradox, along with one of my personal favorite episodes in Season 3, where Gwen time travels to try to help Kevin, but ends up creating this really terrible doomed future, where she's dead, and Kevin is just a mindless slave, and Ben is just trapped underground by Hex and Charmcaster. It has so many great one-off and amazing little moments, but the overall story and package just isn't there. It doesn't help that the characters in particular are just very weak in this version of the show. Like, they feel like they're just along for the ride, rather than being active protagonists in their own story. So yeah, overall I do think it is a very solid B-tier show. I know some people would put it in A, but I don't know if I can say it's really as good as Omniverse. I'm sure most people would say, oh yeah, without a doubt, but while I understand the sentiment, I can't help but feel like it could have been a little better. But yeah, those are my reasons for why this show is where it is. And then there was one, the original Ben 10 series that started it all, and has stayed relevant even till this day in 2022. If you've seen even one of my videos, or have seen even an episode of the classic, then you know it's S tier. Every single episode manages to feel like this big budget Hollywood event, despite only being a 20-minute cartoon for little kids. Seriously, you'll go from aliens secretly invading by pretending to be old people, to a gigantic warlord coming down to try to take over the Earth, to an alien busting out of the watch and trying to gain world domination and reclaim Ben's body for himself. It's just so many crazy ideas that somehow all manage to fit and never feel like it's taking the show in the wrong direction. It's somehow even more unique than any of the other shows on this list. I mean, look at that logo. The creepy little black dots in the 10 symbol, almost signifying something otherworldly and scary, but at the same time too intriguing to look past. It's just, that's the kind of quality you can expect from this show. The art style, sound direction, music, and writing are all top tier for a show that aired on Cartoon Network in 2005. This show managed to do what Invincible did in 2018, 13 years ago, in that it managed to take typical superhero archetypes and make them feel new and fresh, despite the fact that it was not even based on any particular comic book, besides maybe Dial H for Hero, but honestly the concepts are just so wildly different from each other that I feel like you can call Ben 10 its own thing. If you have never seen any of these shows, just go watch Classic. It's my favorite version of this franchise. It has everything I could ever want. Great classic little 20-minute episodes that you can watch on their own, slowly leading to bigger stories, but still not feeling like they're just filler and a waste of time, along with having just an amazing cast of characters that really do feel like a family by the end of the series. And it really is sad that they never really got Ben, Gwen, and Grandpa Max all together in another season of Omniverse, Alien Force, or Ultimate Alien, and even the reboot didn't really do these characters as much justice as I wish they did. I don't know what's next in store for this classic franchise, but I really do hope the next show takes a lot of cues from the original and makes this show super unique and fresh, and maybe bring back that great old art style that we all love. But yeah, this has been my tier ranking of the Ben 10 franchise. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Oh, also, I'll try to make this public too. I'll leave it in the video description. But yeah, see you guys next time.